We all have this dream and this vision that our children will go off to kindergarten, first grade, they will love school, they will be excelling, and all will be well with the world. I'm an educator, I'm a teacher. So to have a little kindergarten child, your daughter, come home and say, I don't want to go to school. I don't like school. I don't want to read. I don't know how to read. And just feel that she was not as good as the other students in the class. That was very hard. So that really connected Nancy and I immediately when we shared our stories.
Our daughters were in first grade. They are now 29. And my daughter has a language-based learning difference and dyslexia. We did not start out with the idea of starting our own school. We simply continued to look at what the research was showing that would make a difference for children who learn differently. This is a second career for me. I was originally a nurse anesthetist, so I approached this from a very medical aspect. To discover that that research doesn't always get in the classroom, that surprised me.
Our original name was Academy in Manayunk. We started with our 24 children in a small little parochial school building. These are children with dyslexia, these are children with dyscalculia, these are children with dysgraphia. And second year basically doubled in size. We knew we needed to look for another facility where we could accommodate more students. So we became AIM Academy in 2012 when we moved here to Conshohocken and took over these 9 acres and eventually built our facilities here.
I started in 2006, and there's that one picture, and you can clearly tell that I was just not a happy child whatsoever. It was very hard having dyslexia. It took a lot for me to not be mad at my parents for making me defective and thinking that there was something wrong with me and everybody else was reading and they were reading fluently. But then as you look more into the pictures, I'm happy, I'm smiling, and it's because I was reading and I could have a conversation. I could understand the words that you were talking about and I could connect them to certain things, and I was building that self-confidence within myself.
We continually brought in psychologists from the area, educational experts, to show them what we were doing of infusing the research constantly into the classroom.
It was really this goal that when students would walk through the building, they would feel this was not the same thing they've always experienced, because it wasn't always positive. When they come through these doors and they walk the halls, the idea is this is unique, this is exciting, this is warm, this is welcoming, and I think I could call this home. You're going to see children actively engaged in learning to read, and learning to write, and doing their math, and they're very engaged in what would be a traditional academic subject in a very untraditional way. But what you'll also see are children engaged in their passions. So you have a makerspace, you have a robotics lab.
We are 3D printing prosthetic hands for an organization called Enable. We were able to print all of these parts for a hand for a child, and the students are able to put them all together. So the organization allows our students to give back. By having our own 3D printers, we're able to print more hands ourselves and send them out to this organization to then distribute to other countries and people that can't afford hands.
You'll see our art swing. You will see all this amazing work being done in our EEG lab, where you see research going on.
From the banks of the Nile to the tips of the Great Pyramid.
You'll see how children actually learn the vocabulary in the interactive humanities.
I'm Bassus, goddess of love and joy. And she, god of wind.
As they become a character in the medieval times, you become a problem solver in these rooms, and you learn in these classes that maybe you can't decode these words yet. Medieval. How many of us could even spell that word? But you can certainly understand what was going on in medieval times. So you're bringing all that vocabulary and background knowledge. So it's this beautiful blend of research into how you teach children to read.
Kest.
Okay, spell that word on your tile. Say kest. Kest. Tap it.
And overcome some of the learning challenges they've had. At the same time, you have to hook them. And they have so many passions and so many gifts that often are buried until they gain the confidence to be able to bring those out. And so you'll see that here at AIM. We probably have 250 visitors a year from all over the world to see what is AIM about. What are you doing? People are starting schools. We thought that was a crazy idea back then. There are people coming to us saying, how did you do this? How inspiring is that? So we get to share with them our curriculum, how we're doing this, our online platform that we have for teacher training called AIM Pathways. We can give them tools that we never had. We had to develop them ourselves. So the impact is huge when you can take this outside our walls and begin to demonstrate how you can identify what areas a child is having difficulty with, and then you have the tools to figure out how to address that need.